Over the past couple of weeks, I've been testing 5 of the most popular anti-frizz products on the market. I want to answer 2 important questions. Do they actually work? Like, should you spend your money on them? And 2, if they do work, which of these 5 works the best? Which one's actually going to get you the results that you want? Look, there is a lot of controversy online regarding anti-frizz products. I've seen creators that are actual stylists and they say they don't work at all. I've also seen people that absolutely swear by them. So I want to know, over my 30-year career as a hairstylist, have I been wrong this whole time? Okay, so here's how we tested the products. First, we're gonna shampoo the hair to remove any other dirt or other products in the hair. I'm gonna apply each product following the exact instructions that are listed on their package. After that, we're gonna blow dry and style the hair using the exact same tools in the exact same way. Then we're gonna take photos. Then I'm gonna put the subject in a humid environment for 15 minutes, take them out, take photos again, and then compare the photos to see if there's any protection against moisture, and if so, which one protected the best. So to do this test, I know that I needed 5 heads of hair. That means that these heads have to be the same. They can't be 5 different people, which have different hair textures, different porosity levels, etc. They've gotta be as similar as possible. So, I purchased these. Now, we're gonna need a control. Looks like you're coming with me. Okay, so we need a control to see what happens when we run the mannequin through the steps of this test with nothing in their hair. That way we can have a solid comparison for the products that we test. So I shampooed the hair, combed it out, put nothing in it, and blow dried it. Then I flat ironed it and I took photos. After that, it was off to the humidity. Hey babe, I need your help real quick. Just go ahead and go in that door right there and then turn around and take a look at me. Yeah, I'd say it's humid enough. All right. Then I waited for 15 minutes and grabbed the mannequin to take photos and check the results. I never expected this though. The mannequin looked like nothing even happened. There was no frizz, and again, there was nothing in her hair. This should have been a frizzy mess. So I decided to try again. Maybe I need a little bit more time, I don't know. So back in the steam for another 15 minutes. Hey, babe. Well, this is not working at all. So this is what we've got after 2 10-minute sessions inside of the shower with a lot of humidity. You can barely even tell that anything's going on. It's not gonna do what we need it to do. Instead of using a flat iron, because I think in this particular case, maybe the flat iron sealed that cuticle down just a little bit too much for us to really see the difference. And if I use just a blow dryer and a round brush, I'm hoping that I'm gonna be able to see more of how the humidity impacts this hair. And we're gonna round brush it and we're gonna see what happens. Because again, I'm not gonna give up on you. Joseph, what's up, man?
Hey man, I'm editing the video right now and I'm at the part where we're supposed to do something with the round brush and I don't have any of that footage, so what happened?
Oh, bro, let me tell you. Okay, so you know how when you've got curly hair, because you have curly hair.
Oh yeah, man, I got plenty of it.
Exactly, so you get it straight, right, when it's dry, and then you wet it down, and what happens when you wet your hair down?
It goes back to normal.
It goes back to curly, right? That's a normal head of hair. I went back to round brush, so I had to go back and wet these mannequins down, right? So I wet the mannequin down, board straight wet hair. No curl whatsoever. Something is not right on those mannequins, and I don't know if it's the way that they sanitize them, the chemicals they use. I don't know what it is, but there was absolutely nothing I could do, and there's absolutely no way I can use these mannequins to test any of these products. It's totally pointless.
So the video is done. Oh, my job is done. Yeah. I'll get that taken care of for you, man. Don't worry.
I'm gonna stop you there. It's not done. I've got one more idea because I'm not gonna let you down on this. I think it's time to call in a friend. Gabi, how are you?
Hey!
I have the biggest of all favors to ask.
Oh, God.
It's such a huge ask. Okay, I'm filming a video where I'm trying to test 5 of the most popular anti-frizz products. So I need one person who has, we'll call it frizz prone hair.
What are you saying?
So what I need you to do is I need you to wet your hair down and shampoo it. You're gonna have to blow dry it, and then you're gonna have to go into your shower somewhere that's really humid, You have to sit in that humidity for 15 minutes, take a photo of your hair so we can see what it looks like afterward. Once you have that complete, we have a control. Then we need to repeat that, repeat that process on all of the 5 products that I'm going to send you.
Oh my God.
Which shouldn't take you much more than a couple of hours on an already clearly not busy schedule.
Of course you would ask the Canadian this. It's always the Canadian that's gonna say yes.
Exactly. You guys are so nice, I figured I can't lose. So, you think I'll do it?
I'll do it.
Yes.
I'll do it for you.
I love it.
I'll do it.
Okay, now that Gabi has tested the products in her own hair and as a controlled test as we can create, let's take a look at her results. First, here's the control. So this is Gabi after she washed and blow dried her hair with nothing in it. Now this is after she sat in the steam bath for 15 minutes. And now we know what that looks like, so let's take a look at the products in no particular order. Let's start with the Briogeo. And I really pray that I'm pronouncing that correctly. Don't know that I am, but that's what we're gonna call it for the video because that's as good as I'm gonna do. The Briogeo comes in at about $25 for a 5-ounce bottle. Okay, this is before the steam bath, and this is after 15 minutes in steam. I'd say it did a reasonable job. I mean, if you look at the comparison to the after photo from the control, there's definitely less frizz here. You absolutely still get frizz, but not as much. So let's see what the Color Wow does. Now, the Color Wow comes in at about $28 for 6.7 ounces. Here's the before, and here's the after. Okay, this definitely did not do as good of a job as the Briogeo. You can absolutely see more frizz here. To be honest, I'm pretty surprised about. There may be a slight amount less frizz than the control photo, but I'd say it's pretty close. Now, with that said, I think the Color Wow is really more aimed towards thick, coarse hair that's gonna be flat ironed, whereas Gabi has fine hair and we round brushed it instead of flat ironing it. And I think if we flat ironed it, the results may be slightly different. However, I think if we flat ironed any of these products into the hair, the results would be slightly better. But with that said, let's move on to the Ouai. Now, the Ouai cost about $28 for 6 ounces. And here's the before. Now, here's the after. Okay, this is definitely closer to the Briogeo. Less frizz on the sides than Color Wow for sure. Again though, there's still some frizz, but honestly not as much as the control. So let's move on to the Vitrue. Now, the Vitrue costs about $46 for 5 fluid ounces. That's definitely one of the pricier ones on this list. So here's the before, and here's the after. Okay, so this may be the best so far. I mean, it's super close, but I'd say there's a tiny bit less frizz than even the Briogeo here. It's super close though. So knowing that that's probably the most expensive on the list, let's check out the budget drugstore entry here and see how it stacks up. On to the Frizzies. Okay, so the Frizzies comes in at about $10.97 for 1.7 ounces. Now I know that sounds cheap, but I think it's important that you note, if you look at $1 per ounce here, that comes to about $6.50 per ounce. Considering the other products on this list are around the 5-ounce mark, this would cost you about $32.50 for a comparable amount. But with that said, here's the before, and here's the after. Wait, what? You have got to be kidding me. Okay, drum roll please. I legit think this could be the winner. Does there not seem to be less frizz here than any of the others? Before I get to my final thoughts on if you should use one of these, and if so, which one, let's do one more thing. Hey, Gab.
Hey!
We got the results, we were looking through it. Do you think that these actually worked for you, or do you think they're just kind of a bust?
It's more complicated than a simple yes or no answer. I definitely think that they worked, but saying that it's useless, I wouldn't say that it's useless. It definitely did what it's supposed to do, just not when it was hit with direct moisture.
But you would say that they work, they just work with an asterisk, and that asterisk is basically that if your hair touches wet skin, then that area is likely not to be controlled by the Anti-Frizz product. It's only the areas that are not in direct contact with that moisture.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think what happened is that the humidity was making me sweat because it was so hot and humid. And wherever my hair touched the sweat in my face, that hair would then start to curl. the areas that weren't touching skin, like the back of the head, for example, I found didn't frizz all that much.
Which that totally makes, that's so logical to me actually, and that's honestly the way I would want it to work.
And it makes sense, right? Because I have curly hair and I'm manipulating it into a straight shape with heat. But if my hair gets wet, the bonds and it's going to start coiling up again, which is very normal because we're not changing the chemical composition of my hair. We're just putting something physical in to control for humidity. So it all makes sense.
That's not a matter of them not functioning. To me, that's a matter of them functioning correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. It has to be able to be washed out or your hair would get really weighed down.
Exactly. Okay, I've got one final question for you.
Yeah.
Which one was your favorite? Which one are you reaching for on the shelf next?
You'll never believe this. Frizz Ease was
Really?
my favorite.
Frizz Ease is the way to go, huh?
I didn't think it would be. I honestly didn't. I thought it was going to be the one that performed the least well, for sure. There was something so nice about the texture. It has a really light kind of oil-based texture. It didn't sit heavy on the hair. It blow-dried beautifully. It completely removed my frizz. Like after I had blow-dried my hair and I looked at it in the final shot immediately before going into the shower, my hair looked like glass. It was so silky, so beautiful. It resisted humidity just as well as the other higher end products, but it didn't leave a weighted feel to my hair. I thought it was a great product. And I love that you can use it before blow drying, but you can also use it as a frizz controller after blow drying in the dry stage. So it's a dual phase product, so you can use it a lot more than some of the other products.
That is a huge game changer there. Well, I think I know what I need to know, and I think you did an awesome job, and I appreciate you. Okay, so final thoughts. So we had two questions that we wanted to answer. Do anti-frizz products work? And if so, which of these works the best? Well, I don't think that these products are the end-all answer to frizz. I don't think that we can deny that they have the ability to act as a barrier to moisture, and therefore they do work on some level. They're a bit like an airbag in a car, right? They help you, but you can't rely solely on them. You still need a seatbelt. I kind of think that they're part of a system, but not the system. I would say you use them in conjunction with other products, depending on how you style your hair, and then as well as good shampoos and conditioners, and they're definitely gonna help. So which one works best? Well, you heard Gabi, she's reaching for the frizzies. I can't blame her. However, I kind of feel like they all worked very similarly. I would choose the one you buy based on your budget and honestly the scent. Like head over to a beauty store in your area, smell them all to see which one you like the most. Or be like my wife, order them all from Amazon and then return the ones you don't like. With that said, I hope this helped you determine which actual anti-frizz product you might want to try. And if you do, comment below and let me know. Otherwise, if you like this video, I'll see you in this one over here. So click here and check that one out. Take care now.